Daisy Ridley seems to have an extremely negative opinion of the latest Star Wars film now that the story has become public. Fans are ready to give up on the future of Star Wars now that Rachel Zegler has declared that she would love to join the franchise. It is also not helping Rachel's situation that she decided to tweet about how bad the Star Wars films are. If this keeps on, it might simply end up becoming the next big failure in Star Wars history. After finding that Disney is producing yet another Star Wars film featuring her character, Daisy Ridley had some exciting news to share with her fans. Daisy, however, it looks that the film will not be at all what fans are expecting. Fans of the franchise have grown weary of the poorly made Star Wars films following a dismal trilogy filled with cliched plots and dubious choices. They're prepared for something fresh and thrilling that might inject new life into the series. Daisy stated that we might be anticipating a brand new trilogy, so thankfully, it appears that she may have the answer for everyone. Daisy revealed back in April how she learned about this new film just in time for her unexpected arrival at the Star Wars event. She clarified that she wasn't lying when she claimed she didn't intend to shoot another movie the last time she was asked about a potential future role. She stated, "I'll tell you, Steve, when I saw you in Park City, I hadn't been approached, because everything had become clear to her during that previous interview. While I was there, I was asked something by someone, not you, and oddly, others kept asking me questions. I said, no, I'm not doing another one, and that's when it all started after I returned." She continued by saying that the plot of the upcoming film had already been revealed to her, and that it wasn't at all what we could have anticipated. "I'm overjoyed. It's a cool story. Since I don't have any more updates, I'm waiting to read a script. I'm thrilled, even if it's not what I was expecting. Since fans have rather specific ideas about where they would like to see the brand go, hearing this is both incredibly reassuring and disturbing at the same time. Though a new trilogy to revitalize the world would be fantastic, it's difficult to conceive what Disney has in mind for the story. There's also conjecture on whether or not this indicates that there will be multiple films or just one. Others think that this film has the potential to revive the famous trilogy that Star Wars is famous for. The cosmos may be witnessing the introduction of something new if Rey can assume leadership. Daisy, who is unsure if this will be a single film or a trilogy, has also disclosed exactly what Disney told her. "I am familiar with the plot of one movie. That's not to say that's all there is to it, but that's what I was informed, and I assume that this will be the next movie." But given how much focus was placed on this one film, it's plausible that this marks the beginning of a new series. Fans are optimistic because fresh content might inevitably lead to more. And since Disney is known for loving franchises above everything else, this makes sense. Daisy continued by saying she's enthusiastic about what's to come and that she thinks people will be extremely delighted with this new path. It's a really brave move to clip this since people could easily be disappointed, especially because it appears to be different from what people were expecting. Daisy has only told us what she has been able to reveal thus far, which is that it will have to do with the new Jedi Order. Since this new film is starring Rey-centric, fans have already developed hypotheses about what it would be about that we wouldn't expect. Disney hasn't published any kind of statement or suggestion as to what exactly this new movie could be about. After sharing their views, a Reddit member said, "My theory is that she expected the Rey to train students and start a new Jedi Order. What we are getting is probably very little of that and more so ideas they haven't revealed yet. I believe they stated that since it introduces the narrative and explains what Rey has been up to, but I doubt that will be the main focus of the film. It will not be Cobra. With Rey and Finn constructing huts, running advertisements on phone poles, and instructing pupils on how to use lightsabers to attack remote controls, Kai encounters Star Wars 15 years later. Jump says they're going to skip all of that and give us something else instead. Others who appear to be expecting Rey would do anything other than teach new students or merely reconstruct the Jedi Order appear to agree with the concept. We may even be expanding further. According to the vast majority of fans, the film may prove to be another letdown if we don't witness a fresh threat or scheme against the Jedi. A completely new Jedi Order that poses a threat to the status quo is even thought by some fans to be the perfect way to liven things up. This could indicate that, as is always the case with Star Wars films, we will be exposed to a wide range of new people and worlds. It's even thought that Disney intends to add a lot of new content since they want to launch a What If Star Wars series, much as Marvel is doing. This approach appears to be gradually introducing fans to new world-building techniques and avenues for the universe as a whole. Rachel Zegler chose to speak out about Disney's lack of vision in their newest films. So it appears that not everyone was pleased to learn about the studio's new creative choices. Fans were astonished to see her be so vocal against the firm she is now working for, and she even called them out personally on a post introducing the new What If. In response to the fans' outcry that Palpatine had been brought back, which they perceived as a very cheap ploy to play on their nostalgia, rather than engaging in true innovative writing, Rachel very boldly remarked, "What if somehow Palpatine returned?" Rachel has tried to avoid the spotlight after receiving backlash for being overly vocal about her opinions on a different kind of Snow White and for repeatedly trying to play the victim in response to criticism. However, it appears that this time around, she was unable to resist. She called out Disney for their poor writing, and while many people applauded her for it, many others found it offensive that she chose to attack them for doing the same thing that Snow White is. Something like, "What if Snow White 2025 was a love story with actual dwarves?" was also mentioned in a user's reply. Her continued use of these kinds of unfair prejudices undoubtedly infuriated her fans. She then proceeded to tweet again, pleading for a role in Star Wars, which just made matters worse. She said, "As a fan of the comics, I would like to throw my hat in the ring to voice Shara Bay, mother of Poe Dameron, because her ship was a raw zone, my initials for Green Squadron." People are still worried about Rachel possibly being featured in the Star Wars franchise, even though having the same initials as Shara's ship is not enough to cast someone in a part. Shara is the mother of Poe Dameron. Thus, even if she isn't alive right now, there is a chance the series will incorporate her. This implies that Rachel might unexpectedly emerge as a key figure in the narrative, which is already upsetting those who are familiar with Star Wars. Given how many people already despise Rachel for her involvement in the Disney princess movies, it is thought that she would be more than enough to ruin the movie's publicity. Her decision to join Star Wars has the potential to wreck an already unstable franchise. If she does manage to make it into the new film that Daisy has been hinting at, the unexpected narrative may be the least of everyone's worries. Daisy herself is surprised by the new film's direction, so it's not even impossible to rule out the possibility of presenting Poe's mother, especially in light of the What If revelation. Nevertheless, it would be a major slap in the face to cast Rachel in a franchise role after she openly criticized Disney for their writing. Daisy, who is generally positive about the film, might reconsider if she had to collaborate with someone who has voiced disapproval of the film. And Rachel is a huge comic book enthusiast, but it's difficult to recover from this one.